Hello, good morning everyone. I want to present some materials from Basic Theory of Translation, but before that, let me introduce myself. My name is Afifah Rahma Maharani. You can call me Afifah. My student number is P0324048. Here I want to present three materials from Basic Theory of Translation. There are types of translation, and then translation process, and the last types of meaning. Okay, let's go to the first material, types of translation. Based on the language involved, intralingual translation is an interpretation of verbal sign by means of other sign in the same language. Interlingual translation is an interpretation of verbal sign by means of some other language. Intersemiotic translation is an interpretation of verbal sign by means of sign of nonverbal sign system. This is for the example, intralingual, original Shakespearean English, wherefore art thou, Romeo? Intralingual translation, modern English, why are you, Romeo? The example for interlingual, Indonesian language, apa kabar? Sudah makan belum? English language, how are you? Have you eaten yet? Intersemiotic, for the example, is sign language. And the next, based on the medium involved. Translation is the process of converting written text from one language into another, while keeping the meaning, tone, and style of the original. Interpreting is the process of converting spoken or sign language from one language into another in real time. Subtitling is the process of translating spoken dialogue into written text and displaying it on screen, usually in film, TV shows, videos, or games. Dubbing, the process of replacing the original spoken dialogue in a film, TV show, or video with new dialogue in another language recorded by voice actors. For the example, translation, a book that originated in Korea, then its contents were translated into Indonesian. Interpreting, someone directly translated the language used by the speaker into another language. Subtitling, reading words at the bottom of a movie to understand a different language. Dubbing, hearing actors speak Indonesian in a movie that was originally in English. Okay, let's next to the second material, translation process. Translation process by NIDA, there are 5. The first, search, analysis, transfer, restructuring, receptor. Translation process by Pitgate, there are 5 also. The first, stunning, analysis, understanding, terminology, and the last, restructuring. The comparison between them, NIDA's model is ideal for meaningful, fluent communication in everyday or literary contexts. Pitgate's model is better suited to professional and technical contexts, where precision, context, and terminology are crucial. The contrast between them, start point, NIDA start with the text, Pitgate start with the context. Audience focus, NIDA considers the audience at the end, or receptor, Pitgate does so from the beginning. or stunning. Terminology handling. Bitgate includes a specific stage for terminology. Nida does not. The contrast between them, transfer versus understanding. Nida's transfer is about converting meaning. Bitgate's understanding is about deep internalization. And goal, both of them to restructure content for clarity, but Nida values naturalness, cultural impact, and stylistic flow. Bitgate values accuracy, technical precision, and domain relevance. The last material is types of meaning. Okay, the first, propositional meaning. Propositional meaning is the meaning of a word or sentence based on what it refers to in the real or imaginary world. Examples: the word shirt means a piece of clothing worn on the upper body. If someone calls a sock is a shirt, that would be incorrect because a sock is worn on the foot, not the upper body. Expressive meaning. Expressive meaning is about the feelings or attitude of the speaker, not about whether something is true or false. Example: literal meaning, there was a smell. Expressive meaning, there was a disgusting rotten stench. Presupposed meaning. Presupposed meaning refers to background information or assumption that a speaker takes for granted as already known or accepted by the listener. These restrictions are of two types: selectional restriction and collocational restriction. Selectional restriction, example, the word studies can only be used for humans, not for inanimate object. We can say she studies, but not the cherry studies. Collocational restriction, example, in English we say break the law, but in Arabic the term means to defy the law. Evoke meaning. Evoke meaning arises from dialect and register variation, shaping how language is understood in different contexts. Dialect, for the example, live from British versus elevator from American. Register, for the example, buy for everyday language versus purchase for legal or business term. Hey, how is it going? Casual spoken versus dear sir or madam, I hope this email finds you well. Formal writing. The other examples, betina perempuan, the types of meanings is evoke. Because betina is often used for animal, perempuan is neutral and respectful. Meninggal mati, the types of meaning is expressive. Because meninggal is respectful word used for people, mati is more blunt and can sound harsh. Enya, ibu. The types of meaning is evoke. Because ibu is standard Indonesian, enya is often used in Jakarta or Batak dialect. Memberikan, mengasih. The types of meaning is evoke. Because memberikan is formal, mengasih, ngasih is informal. Tas buku. The types of meaning is propositional. Because tas meaning bag, buku meaning book, but are neutral words. Marah, ngamuk. The types of meaning is expressive, because both relate to anger, but ngamuk suggests wild, out of control anger. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.